here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about Bitcoin. What happened? It dropped below 60K yesterday. Now it's recovering again. We are sitting nice and tight at 60,600. But something happened that this basically dropped, and also why it recovered. And we are going to talk about that. And in other news, we also have to look a little bit of the status of the altcoins. We're going to look at metrics that determine whether there's a bull run or not anymore, what we can expect next, if we are to move sideways forever. All these questions we will address a little bit. And then for Ecomi, we also look a little bit at the charts and what is new. And with that, let's stay tuned here for the entire stream and get started. Good morning to each and every one of you. I see here already a couple of people. The excitement is a little bit higher than the other days. Why is that? Because it's the freaking Friday. It's Friday. And people are excited to go into the weekend because everyone, or almost everyone, is still slaving away in the hamster wheel. But we are here to change that, right? So Chris Klein, best intro ever. Thank you. I will keep it. Mike Hunt, good morning, sir. Hey, the excitement is really, really big. McJansey also here was up. And Trucking Hank, good morning. May I kindly ask you all to smash up the like button right now here for this live stream, as we are looking at a bullish pattern which doesn't feel bullish, right? So please smash up the like button. Very important for the stream. It doesn't cost you anything, only a second out of your day to go out of full screen mode, like and go back full screen mode, if that is the case. Also, deep sips of coffee recommended at early hours, so that is something that I also do. And the closer says, good evening, he smashed the like. So with that, we can start. Thank you to all the rare hodlers that are supporting me here on my journey. I have to clean it up a little bit, the rare hodler screen, but not today. So let's jump in and look at Bitcoin. So where are we? We are close to the elections, which will be here. So there is not much more time until this catalyst is kicking in. And yesterday we have dropped quite a bit. So this is the 4-hourly chart. So I think all of this drop was yesterday, 5.5%. That's not a little bit. Since we broke the trend line over here, we have been coming down exactly in, what did we say? A, B, C, right? We're not sure yet if this is over, because quite frankly, there's not too much of a support. Maybe there is a little bit more to go on that note, but hopefully then this correction is over and we can coil up to the upside. What would be really nasty would be if we were to complete a whole nother move to the downside of this flag, because that would end up being somewhere at 52k. So you would then, oh, hey, Chris Klein has become a member, a rare hodler of this fam. So welcome to the channel and to the fam, obviously, to the channel probably a longer time if you subscribe right now, but welcome to the people that actually that support this channel, and welcome to the fam. Make sure to somehow get in touch with me on Twitter so that I can invite you also to the Telegram group, where I think a little over 20 of the rare hodlers are exchanging ideas and so on. So that could be interesting. Thank you very much and welcome. So, yeah, we hope we don't complete a move all the way to the downside, only to then come up into the elections in a big way. But is it out of the cards? It's not. It's not out of the cards, because you see every time, and probably I have to go a little bit higher time frame here to make this clear. Every time that we are hitting the overhead of this, we here we didn't come down, but then after this, every time we came down. Here we didn't come up all the way. Now we are up again and rejected. So at some point, this needs to end. Chris Klein said, "Love this show. So glad to be part of this." Yeah, welcome. I'm really happy that you feel that way, and I really love doing this almost every morning, hopefully every morning. So yeah, this is where we are right now, and as you know, I mean, I don't have to do much on this one here. Just pull it up from time to time. Nothing has changed from the perspective of this, only that this handle is getting longer and longer. But if you want to look at it from another perspective, right? You take this all-time high, this previous all-time high situation. We're just consolidating under an all-time high. Everyone is looking to this downwards chop, but if you just look at the bigger picture, the bigger time frame, this cup formation. We are just sitting under previous all-time high. Where is my pen? We're just sitting under previous all-time high and consolidating here. This is something that we have always done. Always. Let's get into the very high time frames and just to reassure ourselves. These are the halvings. These are the bull markets. You see that we have been consolidating at previous all-time high here as well, right? It's very small. The consolidation is not as long, right? It's only, well, I mean, here the consolidation has happened a little bit before. It actually looked like this, right? And then here it's under the previous all-time high, but significantly, as well as here, right? But here we consolidated at previous all-time high, and now we're doing that again. There are not too many cycles to look at, as Bitcoin is so young, right? But yeah, we are there. We are there, and now we are just waiting for a pump to prevent an untimely end of this bull market, right? If we were to cross, end of bull market. We are not there yet, and it would only happen if we would go red or sideways for another couple of months, right? But the danger is there, but we're not there yet. So this is the likely scenario to play out here, right? So let's get rid of that. Keep this chart at least nice and clean, as the other one is completely crowded. When? Exactly. Very good question. When? I have prepared some things. When will be answered in throughout the tabs that I have opened. But first I want to tell you the time. The time is now. The robotic age. It started. Here is the Tesla presentation of the Optimus robot. So the new, let's say whatever you want to say, like everyone, whenever there's new technology, people are looking from a dystopian angle, right? And I mean, if you see this and you remember all the movies from the last 20 years, I feel you, right? I feel you that it's dystopian. But on the other side also, is it really that dystopian? Because we have one big problem in the West, and that is demographics, right? So either you have to get birth rates up in a crazy way, or you have to replace the lack of this by this, right? Infinite bodies coming out of a machine filled up in the brain with artificial intelligence, right? So now you see, you buy this robot for $50,000 or $100,000, I don't know how much this will be, and it will water your plastic plant and pick up your Amazon stuff, and it will win at every family game and serve you serve you with drinks. So totally worth it, right? So yeah, that's basically it. But to be honest, like if some people start having a companion like this, you remember the movie I, Robot? Yeah, Elon, that's great until this thing is like becoming everyone's personal. Also, the industry, like actually, the most of the nerds that have the Bitcoin money, they wait for the sex robot now, right? So not for picking up groceries. Reminds me of the movie iRobot. Optimus is supposedly priced at 20K. That would make it way cheaper. I'm just waiting on the situation like in iRobot. Sorry for that. In iRobot, I'm waiting for the situation where where the first homicide is executed by one of these robots, right? And then the stuff is on. Also, I don't know, like you see the. I'm not going to comment on that, but it's playing paper rock scissors with people. That's what it is, right? So this, you know how it is, right? So this robot comes out. No one has a robot in the first year or so. Then the second generation comes out. A couple of people have it. So yeah, that's basically what's happening. Smartphone as well, right? I remember when the first iPhone was out, and in my class, some people had the first iPhone. 2 people or something like that. Like 2 people had the first iPhone, and I did not have enough money for an iPhone at the time. So I had an iPod with a touchpad, and I behaved like if I also had an iPhone, but I only could afford the the one without. It was useless compared to the iPhone. Obviously, iPhone was amazing, but then I managed to get another generation later on, so I was able to then play with the cool kids. People will use them for crimes. Yeah, absolutely. Like it wasn't me that handed over 1 kilo of cocaine. It was this robot. Without a number. So yeah, and then the next thing will be Robocop, right? So Robocop, we have the collectible on Veve, but when the first police guys is not human anymore, and they don't have empathy. Oh my god, I really, I don't know, I am a little bit. I mean, on the other side, it would be amazing, but think of all the useless stuff that you're doing every day, which a robot could do for you. Like if that was the case, look at how much time it could free up for us to actually live our life, right? So like you give a package to him, her, whatever, like whatever your robot identifies as, right? And then you give a package to it. And say, take this to the post office, right? And at the post office, it gives it to another robot. Hey, here's your list of groceries. Go to the store and do that, right? Elon also presented the self-driving cars, so the robot only has to jump on the self-driving car and get there. So yeah, I think obesity is going to increase even more because of that. But who knows? Who knows? But this is yeah, cyberpunk world. Exactly. I think that. What do you think? Would you get one, or would you just try to figure out how to kill them in case they threaten you? I don't know. Also, that would be now the perfect moment to stop sending our young kids to war, right? You know, like in the US, you can't smoke and you can't drink, but you can go to war. In Germany, you can absolutely smoke and drink, but you can also go to war. So maybe we send these things to war. Then it's only physical damage, right? Like physical damage to item. If it cooks and cleans, no need for a wife. Oh my God. Listen. There is if you reproduce with that, then I mean, come on, man. Let's not comment on that. There is more reasons, right? There's more reasons. There is more reasons. Okay, so let's look at the news also. There are a couple of things. First, Elon Musk hypes 30,000 Tesla self-driving cybercab and larger robovan robotaxi event. So this $30,000 cybercab has one problem. If there's no infrastructure, probably that self-driving thing doesn't really work. It's the same problem with all like electricity and so on. Everything relies on infrastructure, right? The more like if this, I don't know. It's so complex. I don't want to spend the whole stream on this, but you know what I meant, right? Or what I'm going to say here, as you guys probably have the same idea. Also, 30 people here. May I kindly ask you to smash up the like button also from the other 15 people that were not here a couple of minutes ago. Now, this one is interesting though for us that are crypto degens. China's whatever it takes moment, investors hope for billions in new stimulus. So basically, people anticipating that China has to increase liquidity by pumping money into the market. Fresh policies to boost the economy. China's top state planner underwhelmed investors by announcing smaller than expected actions earlier this week, sending a lengthy stimulus rally in the Chinese market into days of intense volatility. Now, this is the good thing. As Bitcoin investors, we are not relying on how fast this stimulus is coming. Only if it's gradually, it doesn't matter. If global liquidity goes up, Bitcoin continues to go up, and global liquidity has to go up because all these countries are indebted, so no problem. With Beijing at risk, missing its full year economic growth target of 5%, some analysts are confident that authorities are ready to deliver major fiscal stimulus at highly anticipated event, while others remain skeptical. Now, no matter if it happens or not, this is super funny to read, because let's read again. Like 99% of people are fooled, and that's is everyone that is not in Bitcoin. So they have a growth target, right? And it's not met. Why? Because the economy can't create that growth at the moment. So what will they do? They print money, and then this growth target is met. But that's only nominal. So this growth didn't really happen. They are going to print this on top, and then they would meet this growth target on paper, right? And this is what every economy does. Things go up nominal in price, but they don't go up in value, right? So, but on the other hand, economies, they need to do this because you cannot explain to an investor or to anyone, frankly, in the economy, oh, the price of your car, your home, your Rolex, whatever, it will go down after a while, because if that was the case, no one, like everyone would hold back on their money and not spend it, right? And if you don't spend, you have a real problem. So everyone needs to spend because they fear that their money will not buy the same tomorrow as they buy today, so they prefer to buy it today instead of tomorrow, right? So every economy plays with this, but then also playing with the hot potato of inflation or kicking it down the road. which is now the case, right? And now China has to do that to meet their growth target, long story short. Now, on the other hand, look at the US. US September CPI inflation rises 2.4%. Estimate was 2.3%, previously 2.5%. So this is a problem. This is also why we saw a little bit of a red, because the estimate was 2.3%. So market was already pricing in that the year-over-year CPI the year-over-year CPI inflation. This channel wrote September, but it's the year-over-year, right? It only came out in September. The market estimated that this is going to drop to 2.3, and it didn't, meaning it's less bullish than expected, but it's still coming down by 0.1%, right? So it's fine, but it's not as bullish as estimated, which also leads to, okay, market not that excited, right? But lowest since February 2021, so we're still coming down from this stimulus. And now the Fed has this problem looking at that and say, okay, we thought it was 2.3%, now it's 2.4. The target is 2.0, right? So they want to bring this down, meaning it could be that next Fed meeting they're not going to cut any rates. Pro legendary, time to buy the dip, or is this the dip of the dip? I would say it's definitely the dip of the dip of the dip, right? But we're still buying it. Yeah. So that this inflation rate is very likely the reason why the market was a little bit dumpy in the last days. Also because obviously all big market actors that are very well linked in the economy, they already knew this is going to happen. So this is why we also saw outflows of the Bitcoin ETFs probably. Yeah. Then also jobless claims rise to 258,000 compared to 231,000 estimate. Also underwhelming, because also here beating the estimate in the jobless claims is, yeah, it's the highest number since June 2023. That doesn't really matter, but it's a little bit concerning in the sense of that obviously you're looking more like a recession if the unemployment rate shoots up. Now we have here the jobless claims at 258,000. It's not super high, but from the previous it's almost 25-30k people more. Stop dipping already? Yeah, absolutely, we need to stop, but it will stop. We will look at it in a couple of seconds. Only one thing. Mt. Gox has extended its repayment deadline by a year to October 31st in 2025. Now, this might be actually bullish, because that means that a lot of people will not get their Bitcoin back in time right now to dump into the next pump, right? So more Bitcoin lockup and so on. Change of repayment deadline, we see it here, right? If you're waiting for Bitcoin from Mt. Gox, this could be a positive signal here, right? Anyways, it will not have that much impact, but okay. Then here we see actually the US spot Bitcoin ETFs, they had a little bit of outflow. Again, like 30.6 million, which likely contributed to the little downside blip that we saw. But overall, let's not sweat it. Nothing happened just yet. And here we have the basically 285 days, right? Have passed since in 2024. If there is no Bitcoin bull run here in the next 14 days, this will mark the longest sideways in a halving year in history. Okay, so here's a comparison to 2020. The other ones are not displayed, which I think is sad, but basically until this point in time, which is very close to the elections, if we don't pump, then it will be the longest ever. So this is also answers your when. We're going to go a little bit deeper into the when, but let's just put 14 days on the clock, right? So today is the 11th. 14 days would mark the 25th. And from there it's another week or so to the elections, right? So this is where what you're looking at, right? So and the market likes to exhaust everyone and let everyone believe something is happening, and then it goes the other way, right? So there will be a time probably in these 14 days to 21 days, whatever it is, where people stop believing that it will actually happen, right? But there are people who are believing, and these are the whales, because there's 1.5 million Bitcoin has been accumulated by whales with greater than 1,000 Bitcoin on balance over the last 6 months only. Okay, so we see this here. Obviously, the ETFs are contributing, but we see this here. In this bull flag sideways thing that we're looking at since more than 6 months, whales have accumulated big time. And the long-term holder whales are going up. You see this blue dotted line? They are going up, not down. So these whales have not accumulated from the long-term holder whales. They have accumulated from retail and paper hands and miners that need to fund their operations and whatever, right? So this accumulation happened while Bitcoin was slowly dropping. The moment that there is real demand, retail comes back and they actually want to know about Bitcoin, this will lead to a supply shock, because 1.5 million BTC on top is not a small number, right? And that probably locked away for many people, or they will take profit on the way up. Anyways, if the big pump happens, the retail money hits, it's going to be crazy. Yeah. Now, with our 14 days in mind, look at this. Like everyone's, oh my God, we are so much sideways. Yes, we are so much sideways because we were way far ahead here. Just take the black line, which is our cycle at the moment, right? And just imagine it would go creeping sideways and upwards here. Everyone would be just bullish, right? Everyone would be just bullish because this would be only uptrend, only up, and everyone would be, oh, it's only up, nice, gains every day. At some point it will go parabolic, right? But because we had this, and in the other cycle here, 2018 to 2021, we had the opposite. We dropped and then we had to come back, which is why it would be easier for us to digest if we had just dropped and then had to come back, because it would be then one harsh drop, all the bears in control, and then coming back only bullish upwards. But now we have the opposite. We pumped and now we consolidate until we are realigned, which is in roughly 14 days, right? Roughly 14 days, we are realigned with this. Bottom to top, right? Comparison. Bottom to top, not halving. People are comparing halving, not good. But bottom to top, we were always aligned. Look at this. We had the same situation here in this cycle 2018 to 2021. Look at this. We overshot, really bullish, and then we came back all the way down here, right? Only to then go up and realign again, right? So we were overextending, underextending basically, and then realigning. Go time. Now we are almost there. We're almost at go time, right? If we now then just go sideways here and completely underperform, then I will change my bias. But until then, why would I change my bias? We were actually completely on average here, and we didn't even do this little sell off here that the other cycles had. We didn't even do that. We just go sideways. So this is very bullish in my opinion, and you see what's happening in Here's November, right? Here's November. one thing that we should look at is the election, right? The election that we have also marked in here. Let's go to the daily chart. The election is, let's see. I said pump here. That was a little bit premature. But the election is like 24 days out. So 10 days more than our expected pump, right? We are sitting at 60K. What we should look at, in my opinion, is, let's just take one of these Twitter things. When dates of previous US elections. I just want to quick dates of that. Let's see. Let's see if Wikipedia has the. Okay, there we go. But does it? No, that's only the presidents. I want to know the dates when exactly the last elections were. Of last, let's put last US elections. Oh, okay. The United States holds its federal elections on the first Tuesday in November. Okay, so it's always in November, right? Okay, let's see. Let's see one thing. First Tuesday in November. Okay, I get it. Let's see here. Let's go into the weekly quickly to find. Okay, so when was the last November? August, September, October. Okay, so here in this cycle, this is 4 years ago, right? So here in the cycle, the elections were here, right? Somewhere here. Oh, that's actually exactly where Bitcoin broke its previous all-time high, right? So this was the last election here. Last election. Okay, and then 4 years before is 2016. June, August, September, October, November. Here. Okay. So the pump starts here. The pump fund starts here. Right, November. Boop, here. Elections. Okay. This chart is so cluttered up, but I think you know what I want to tell you, right? So let's look at this. Let's look at this. So elections, pump, elections in the pump. This is why we say, okay, global liquidity is probably, right? This went into the elections, right? Already, but you see, breach of previous. This was because we were underperforming, right? So the smoothened out average looks like this. So this cycle, nothing happened, nothing bad happened. So we just went this way. In this cycle, something bad happened, but it should have looked this way, right? So and then you remember, overperform, underperform, realign, right? So now in our cycle, we overextended, should have looked this way, right? This way. So we overextended, now we are realigning, go, right? That is what we are expecting. Let's see if it's right, okay? And also for that, we need some things like the DXY that we are looking at. It's still no change on the DXY. USDT, no change on USDT. You remember gold coming down a little bit, but already forming a long wick. So gold is still strong, going up again. Altcoins still retesting. Also here, nothing really new since yesterday, right? That now it went to MK. Sorry about that. Others. There you go. Okay. Yeah, altcoins still on the same retest. The close in 2 days. If we make it into the weekend like this, very likely we are going to close like this, retest complete, then it's go time. Market wants you out, don't fall for it. Exactly. This is the wisdom that you get here from the fam, from the community. And it's very true. The market wants you out. So the more that you're like, oh my god, sideways, nothing happens. I mean, we have this. Look at this here. This is the same exact like mega sideways chop that you also have here, right? Here down in this cycle. Yeah, it is. How long was that until we really crashed? Oh, 238 days, right? How long is ours right now? Where is it? 224 days. Okay, so 238 minus 200. What did I say? 24. Well, that's 14 days. Exactly the 14 days. But anyways, yeah, that is 14 days. Elections pump, right? That's and then first target breakout of this 80,000. Then next target the conservative bull flag target 98,000, and then the real flagpole target 119,000. Okay, so these are the targets to hit, right? That we have, and we will have them until we prove otherwise that the cycle would be off. That's what we're going to keep. So we are still on it. Web3 V misplanned profit says Veve. Yeah, Veve also going up. Mark Z with the ducklings. I don't know why. Thank you for the wisdom. Exactly. Let's look at the market. So the market is we are here in top 300. Let's look at the top 100 first. Hex pumping, Dog with Head up, Uniswap up still. There are some news. Popcat up a little bit. Mantra up. The rest down like 5%. So a little bit mixed. On the week, we have the same picture weekly. Memes up. Some things like Eigenlayer, Mantra. Altcoins are still waiting for things to happen, right? But here, look at this. So in the lower altcoins, some things are happening. So SPX is pumping like hell. Baby Doge 50% Nero. So memes are still going. The shit roulette is still going on. Giga Chat 40%. The memes are going, and the rest is just not reacting at all. No one cares about the rest at the moment. Only memes. Basically, this will go on until enough people get burned on memes, and then they will buy the real thing. In my opinion, there are people that believe that we are in a meme super cycle. I want to cautionally warn from biases like this, because there was also people telling at the Bitcoin top that we are in a Bitcoin super cycle, right? So whenever I hear super cycle and people telling about this might mark the top for these specific vertical. Not saying that not some meme coins can do extremely well, but overall, like for the overall meme coin, obviously there is this like Trump coin is pumping, and then Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic Inu stuff still up. Look at that. Yesterday I said Apu, right? Apu is still up 76% on the week. Crazy. Smash the like button, says the Trucking Hank. I agree. Smash the like button, please, if you enjoy this. We're just waiting. This is nothing. This is nothing crazy or so, right? This is normal market behavior here. Some coins up, some coins down. We're waiting for the breakout of Bitcoin, and then we will have such a good time for the altcoins. We're just waiting for it. Yeah, we're waiting for Bitcoin going into a bull market. According to power of law, we are not there yet, right? So you see it here. According to power of law, the worst case that we would ever see, according to power of law, is 33,000. This would be the worst case. The mid band is already at 90 over 90,000, right? And the upper band is at 353,000. That would be the maximum that we could achieve today if we were to pump up in a straight line today. So the odds, this is in itself, it's an asymmetrical opportunity. Like you could lose half if you go down, but the upper band shows you a multiple of 5 or even more, almost 6, multiple of 6. That's the trade, right? And you see here that the longer this goes on, the higher this goes, right? And you're in mid 2025, you're looking at 400k upper band for Bitcoin, right? So, and you see this holds true since the existence of Bitcoin. We will see how it plays out, but the fact of the matter is that the green band is definitely a guideline to where we should go at least, and mid 2025 the green band is at 120k. So if we only blip above this green band throughout 2025, then we would already reach all of our bullish targets, right? And we wouldn't have even seen a pump to the biggest upside. So we see this here playing out. We see this here. We see that the previous cycle didn't meet the upper band, but that's okay, right? That's okay. But the other cycles did, and this one even overshot it a little bit. So this is what we want, right? So yeah, let's look at Ecomi, right? Let's look at Ecomi. So unfortunately, Ecomi has we didn't want to maintain this uptrend here. Now we are only having, maybe we can argue something like this, right? But as long as things are like they are, nothing will happen also for Ecomi, right? So no news for Ecomi, no new lows for Ecomi as well, but also no sign of strength. So I cautiously stay in my position of I only want to observe. Sorry, I wanted to go into weekly. I only want to observe this altcoin and nothing more, because I don't see any signs of strength just yet, right? So every attempt of Ecomi going higher is immediately sold into by market participants, right? So yeah, sorry about that. Okay, that is that. I think what is also not the best news is this here from Foster Hilt. So someone asked, so bigger question now, how and should I take my OMI off Veve and put it into Stacker? Seems way more useful on Stacker ATM. And then Foster says, entirely up to you currently, but there will come a time in the not so distant future where we will be requesting all users to withdraw their OMI from Veve and hold it on Stacker for rewards and utility. So that means that the entire OMI utility will be driven on Stacker and not on Veve. So this is not a Veve implementation anymore, right? So you can still, and then someone says, what if you don't want to create a Stacker account? No rewards and utility, question mark. And then Foster says you can still earn MCP rewards from collecting on Veve, but you will not get any of the bonus rewards you would have gotten for having OMI on Veve. So everything that they implemented on Veve, they will get rid of it and put it on Stacker. So the entire thing, like probably bronze tickets and MCP generation, it will either be through Stacker or it will go away, right? So that is what I read from this, but not what I was hoping for, but appreciate quick clarification. Foster, could you shed some light on the reasoning behind this move? It feels like there's a shift away from directly associating OMI with Veve. Foster says too much to fit into a tweet, unfortunately, but have spoken on it at length on Spaces and YouTube videos with the community, definitely worth checking out. Needless to say, OMI is not being disassociated at all. You will still earn rewards, and OMI listings are. And this, I think, exactly what Web3V says here is true. This mechanic is boring. this mechanic is boring, so they need to implement stuff, right? Oh, that's a snake. I didn't see that. It looks like a duckling on my okay. It's a snake. Yeah, Omi is safer on Stacker, says Mike Hunt. Yeah, hardly know the utility. Yeah, that's exactly the reason. And the problem is, I mean, there is a big utility for it now. You can use crypto basically to buy Veve collectibles, and that's Omi, right? So you buy and sell in Omi. So Omi became a currency to use to buy collectibles and actually get some discounts on it, and there's a burn mechanic, so that is good. But on the other side, I think people are a little bit more pessimistic when they see that the initial promise was that the app itself is going to run on Omi, right? That was the promise, and I think that people are just like, okay, this is not happening, so let's dump this, right? And I think now it's more a time for people to realize how can Omi be useful, which other mechanics are there, how is it being burned, right? So that Omi can find its true bottom and coil up and attract people, right? And yeah, excellent news to get Omi away from Veve and into Stacker. Normies don't want to see or hear nothing about crypto. The only thing they ask for with crypto is scam, associated with crypto scam. Yeah, I think that is also very true. This is a positive way to look at it, because in that form, and I think I think that's the way to look at it. You want to have everything is focused with Veve on retail, on making it as easy as possible for retail users to just buy collectibles, but you also want to have the Web3 whales buying your stuff. And this way you can do that. These collectibles can be bought and sold on Stacker by Omi, but on the Veve app, you don't want to have it even visible, right? You don't want to have it even as a crypto play. Maybe that's something that you can argue, but then still the question remains: how do you make Omi valuable, right? And how does Omi go up in price? And this is the play that needs to happen on Stacker, right? So then it needs to be more functionalities on Stacker. Also, I think there needs to be more ways to buy it in the US, right? And then when this is the case, then maybe there will be more volume for it, right? So the move to base, I think that is correct, the correct move. But yeah, roadmap for Omi, roadmap for Veve. We heard about this. There will be something, right? And US exchanges, and catering to Web3 in some shape and form that Web3 will be bullish on Veve collectibles as well, right? But so far, so good. I mean, Veve did not die. The bull market is probably very likely going to continue, as we saw. There will be very likely a new roadmap. Then hopefully this roadmap gets pushed and brings in new users. And we have the Omi to NFT and the burns, right? So that's already there. Now it only needs to be adopted, right? I also need to adopt it. Mark D says, I think it's amazing that they now have a normie marketplace and a crypto boy marketplace. Yeah, that is truly amazing. I think so too. Yeah, I think that is very that is very good. So yeah, once the word gets out that Omi is burning, it will be bullish. Yeah. So right now the burns are very low. Let's see here. Omi Watcher. So here, Omi Watcher has a bot on this, I think, for the Omi burns. I think that's the last one. Yeah. That's the market sales. Oh no, that's it. That's the market sales on Stacker. The sales in itself went up, 34 sales. But the burn is only 40k OMI, so only $15 worth of OMI. Total fee is $40. Total volume of OMI was 2 million, and 11 wallets were trading with it. And then on the other day we had, let's see, what was the stats of the other day? The other day we had a little bit more, 155,000 OMI in burns, a volume of 8 million. So I think there needs to be a little bit more done. Maybe they need to do some events where you get some rewards or something like that if you use OMI, just to get everyone into it, so that okay, you use that, you use OMI, and then you get some reward, whatever, right? And then probably the numbers will go up. Web3V says, I've seen Reese in Hawaii. He's a multi-millionaire now. Well, how much OMI does he have? Trucking Egg says, this will significantly increase over time. Yeah, absolutely. I think so. It will increase. Also, if prices, if there are deals possible in OMI of collectibles, right? And this is something that, if you don't want to use OMI to buy collectibles, but you want to incentivize this, you could list something that you want to sell in OMI, right? And I think this is going to go on my roadmap for next week for me privately, to just have a couple of things listed in for OMIs on a discount to incentivize some people to spend some OMI. Also, because then I can passively increase my OMI stack, or use my OMI to then buy something else. So that's definitely something that I will try out, and probably I also need to make some video guide and so on. So I have a lot to do, but this weekend I will be traveling. So I will not be able to make this on this weekend. I still had a nice video planned, but I wasn't able to make this as well. So next week probably a little bit more on that, but also next week I will go to France. So another travel will happen there. So probably I will have to make more videos than live streams then. But overall, so far so good. Nothing bad happened. So guys, make sure to smash up the like button right now. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Notifications on so you never miss a live stream or video. And thanks all for being here, contributing. Nice discussion. Thanks for the questions. And wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I